Okay, this is S23, the ad creation process. The ad creation process is very important because, as you probably know by now, you need to be improving the quality of the ads in your accounts. Not only to improve your click-through rates and your quality scores, but also to improve your profitability because you need to get paid as well as Google. So this process isn't very long, but I've tried to outline the steps that I would go through when you're coming up with ads to test. The idea here really is to give Google a lot of ads to test. So what we're doing here is we're not testing one ad against the other. What we're doing is we're providing Google with enough raw material to go and figure out what's going to work. So ideally, I'd like you to follow along with S23, maybe print it out, make some notes as you go along if you need to. So yes, so the first step really is to review the latest market research. So S20 in the monthly management process is to do a market research element where you have a look at what all the other advertisers in your market are saying about their products and services. So I'm just for purposes of example, I'm going to show you mine. I'm not actually running ads at the moment, but a few months ago we were researching the possibility of bidding on terms like AdWords Manager. So I wanted to see what everyone else was saying and who was coming up top for these terms. So the first thing that you're going to do in step one is just have a look through, familiarize yourself with the latest market research. Especially if you have someone else like me, if you have someone else doing your market research for you, it's very important that you do read this before trying to create any ads. You need to be familiar with what everyone else is saying. The other thing you're going to do as part of step one is just open up a blank notepad file. So we can note down anything that's interesting that we might want to use later on when we're creating our ads. Incidentally, this is Notepad++, it's far better than the original Notepad. I like it because if you write words are incorrectly spelt, it will highlight them as being incorrectly spelt. So it's a little bit better than Notepad, and it doesn't gunk up your words. So like in Microsoft Word tends to add a lot of formatting, and this is a plain text file. So that's a short aside. Go and download Notepad++. But either way, open up a blank Notepad file. And then we're going to just review the market research and just have a look for anything interesting. So what you tend to find with this is that most of the ads, so here what we've done, I'm not going to run through the market research process again, you can go and watch the video for that. But what we've done is we've had a look at what other advertisers are saying about this keyword. So we've got a lot of ROI driven management ads. So ROI is a term that seems to crop up quite a lot. Calls to action tend to be things like call us today, book a free consultation, book a free review, and so on. So, convert 14 times more leads. Yeah, don't believe you. Free online demo, I guess that's a slightly different ad. There's quite a few of these, save up to 80% off your AdWords. That isn't the sort of thing I would want to be saying in my ads, but that's what other people are saying, so that's good to know. Official agency partner, get found on page 1. Free advice on quality management, making marketing easy. Okay. We can help you start and manage PPC and AdWords campaigns. Let's talk. Yeah, let's not talk. Okay, so there's nothing particularly outstanding here, but this is what you need to do before you go. And the mistake that most people make when they're writing ads is they don't do this research and they go off and just try and create an ad, and it's very difficult to create an ad when you haven't got a good idea of what everyone else is saying. Get your business seen online. So another save 80%. First PPC management for free, worth $499. Blimey. And we've got a few tweets at the bottom. Be careful when setting up your AdWords campaign. Okay, so there's not a huge amount that's earth-shattering there. The other thing that I would do at this point is, if you've got it available, go and have a look at the latest ad analysis matrix. This should have been done as part of the initial market research process. If it's not done, then you might want to go and do it. It can be really useful. What I've done in the ad analysis matrix for the term AdWords management, which I've got open in Chrome. So for AdWords management, I've basically mapped out, so each row in this table is an ad on here. So tillison.co.uk is in row 2, Rocket Mill is in row 3, etc., etc. And again, I'm not going to fully explain this table, but basically what this table does is it maps out what each ad is saying. So do they make an offer? Do they talk about features? Do they talk about benefits? Do they make a call to action? Do they have anything about the ad that gives you a reason to believe what they're saying? Generally there won't be. Do they have a particular voice? Most of them don't. Is there a big difference that means you would put this ad into a separate pile if you were categorizing them? Do they mention the keyword and where? So this is really useful because it starts to identify what, in a single screen, it gives us a snapshot of what the ads are saying. So if we come and have a look at the search page, so there's quite a lot. So what a lot of people tend to do with ads is put a call to action in the second description line. So book your free consultation today. The reason that I map it out on here is it just makes it quite easy to look at. So so they're not making an offer. Specialist in AdWords management is a feature. Book your free consultation today is a call to action. And these guys are top on them. They're not doing anything particularly special, which probably means they're paying quite a lot. This is a bit of a different feature. Great people, great culture, great projects. So that ad does stand out a bit. They've got Agency of the Year 2014 up here in the first description line. So again, that's something different. So I kind of like actually what these guys are doing. A lot of these ads will be sort of the same. So qualified marketing professionals, 10 years of success, free consultation. Lots of talk about ROI focused. Take your PPC to the next level. That was the only benefit statement I could come across, and even then it's a bit loose, because what does the next level actually mean? I don't really know. AdWords campaigns for all budgets. Free review, proposal, and £150 spend. Yeah, that's probably a Google voucher. Free PPC analysis, so that's an offer. So free PPC analysis. So map out what offers people are making. So a bit further down, we've got 35% off till the end of July. 20% summer savings. Save up to 80% off your AdWords. That isn't the sort of thing I'd want to put in my ads, but that's what other people are saying. And we're not trying to judge particularly. I am judging quite a lot at the moment, but really what we're trying to do is not judge them and just map out what everyone else is saying. So they're saying that they're professional, certified, 100% results driven, they're ROI focused. So it just gives you an idea of what everyone else is saying. So that's step one. Step two then is to review either your client or your landing page, so the page that you're going to send traffic to. So the page that I've come up with in this case is my AdWords management page. And again, so what you're going to do here, so in your notepad file, we're looking for things to make a note of that we might want to use in the ads. What I do is I write out possible description line ones normally without being indented, and then I indent. So let's say, for example, quality AdWords management, not a great line, but let's say that was a possible description line 1. And then I'll normally indent description line 2. So let's say that get or claim your free AdWords audit. So I tend to indent the description line 2s that I want to run, just to make them stand out a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to review this page, and we're going to make a note of anything that we might want to run, bearing in mind all of the stuff that we've just read from step 1. So we might see, for example, that I have written something about how we manage our clients' PPC campaigns to deliver more leads for the money spent. That's very similar to what everyone else is saying, so I probably wouldn't say something like that in the ads. We make your budget stretch further faster. That could be a possible idea that other people aren't saying. So maybe something like stretch your budget fast. Again, I'm not convinced that's a very strong line, but again, we're not trying to judge all these things at the moment. We're trying to brainstorm. So if you've got an idea, write it down. We'll judge it later on. So there's a few ideas in there. So no fixed term contract, results only. I would be tempted to write that in normally, but knowing what we've just seen about how everyone is results focused and ROI focused, I probably wouldn't do that. All work done in house. That's maybe something you could try, but I'm not convinced it's very strong because it doesn't really tie to an end benefit. Ultimately, people don't really care whether I did a work in house or whether I outsourced to someone else, as long as the results are good. So that probably isn't something I would put in, actually. We follow a structured program of work done a month. Yeah, that's quite a lot of mechanics. How much will it cost? So one idea that I had here, so I'm going to actually skip a little bit here. So you would note down all the ideas that you come across here. What I came up with when I did this earlier was this. So these are all, just to remind you, these are all description line 1s, and the indented ones are description line 2s. So the description line 2s that I run tend to be talking about benefits, or they tend to have a call to action in them, or offer some sort of next step. So description line 1s that I come up with were based on in the trenches experience. That's something that I do try and push quite a lot. I do run AdWords to advertise my own business. It's not something that you'll get with every AdWords agency. AdWords management, lead gen only, that's something I'm moving towards, and again, that's something that stands out from what everyone else is saying. So trying to identify a particular niche or a particular sort of person, that could be one way of really improving your click-through rates, or trying to attract the right people. Based on the fact that everyone else was saying how cheap they are, I've want to create a line that says expensive AdWords management that works. Again, that's going to stand out. And along the same sort of lines, I've put AdWords for profit, not clicks. So that's the sort of same argument as the return on investment argument, but it's not using the same language as everyone else. So you want to try and think of things that, even if it's the same message, you're trying to customize what you're saying in a way that's going to make your ad stand out on the page, because that's what you need to do here. You need to produce an ad that stands out on the page. Another thing that I do sometimes is I'll include a testimonial. So this was a testimonial I took from one of my clients. Tremendous peace of mind. So I would test quite a few here, and I tend to put these in description line 1, and then put a call to action or something else in description line 2. That's personally what I found has worked quite well. So that's step 2. Actually, I've run ahead of myself a bit. If you're following along with the process document, we've also run through step 3. So we're noting out possible description line 1s and description line 2s. Just a note on the title. Most of the time in a search campaign, the title should be based around the keyword that you're targeting in the ad group that you're working on. In some cases, so if we go back to this search results page, you'll notice that most of the ads do have AdWords Management, which is the keyword in the title. Sometimes having something else in the title will make your ad stand out. But you probably don't want to test a huge number of ads that have a different title. Very occasionally I will test an ad that has a testimonial in the title, so I might put in something like great results, thanks, in quotation marks in the title. So sometimes I'll try something completely different, but most of the time you want a keyword focused title. And really what we're doing in this process is we're just coming up with description line 1s and description line 2s that we're then going to test. Okay, so we have noted out possible description line 1s and description line 2s. Just a note in the process, so one quirk on this is you need to have a think about the person that's actually doing the search. If the person doing the search is not familiar with the product, not familiar with what the product might do for them, maybe they're in the very early stages of researching different products, the description line 1s that you create here should be based more about problems rather than solutions. So with all of these, I'm assuming that people have a reasonable idea of what they're looking for. So I'm assuming that people already know what AdWords management is, and that they already know that they are looking for an agency. If this was a keyword where people were doing more of a research term, I would probably want to echo back the problem to them. So the problem in this case would be something like AdWords prices too expensive. So you echo the problem back to them in the description line 1, and then your description line 2 offers them the next step. So then the description line 2 would be, in this case, I probably wouldn't try to market my service to them in this case. I'd probably try to market one of my reports. So free 23-page AdWords report. So again, there's a note in the process on that. So if you are following along, we are down in step 3. So if the person doing the search is not familiar with the product, the description line 1s you create should be mostly to do with problem statements. Just reflect what they're currently experiencing. If they're already highly familiar with the product, don't waste your time echoing the problem back to them. Just focus on a mixture of features, benefits, and testimonials. As a rule, you can always try adding in a problem as well. Sometimes they can work. Sometimes having a problem ad shows people that you understand the problem that they're experiencing. So it can work, but it's just a slightly different change in focus. What we're going to do now is we're going to create our ads. So this is step 4. So for each description line 1 you created, you're going to pair it up with each description line 2. I prefer to do this in AdWords Editor. So in AdWords Editor, I've come in and I've created a new ad group for this. And I've set up the first ad. So based on, so this being our first description line 1, so based on in the trenches experience, including performance discount guarantee is my first description line 2. So then I'm going to match them up. So this is description line 1, this is description line 2. The reason I do this in AdWords Editor is because it allows me to quickly duplicate ads. So let's say I want to copy, so I press Control, I'll do it on the screen. So right click, copy, right click, paste, Control C and Control V will do the same thing. What I can do now is I can change the description line 2, give yourself an unfair advantage. Control C, Control V. Results. Maybe that should be results that speak for themselves. I know that's changing the testimonial a bit, but results that speak for themselves. Yeah, I like that. So each of those has the first description line the same, but a different second description line. We've then got 1, 2, 3, 4 other description line ones. So if I highlight those, copy, paste. So these 3 ads are going to have the next description line 1. So AdWords Management Lead Gen only. So you can see now that description line 2 varies, which is right because it should vary across the 3 ads, but description line 1 is the same. So what we can do is we can paste that in, put a full stop at the end, and then again highlight, copy, paste. This might be a little bit long. Expensive AdWords management that works. Yeah, it's way too long. Okay, so maybe that isn't an ideal title, but still, it's going to stand out. So, and again, copy, paste. AdWords for profit, not clicks. The reason I tend to put a full stop at the end of description line 1 is because on the search results page, if you have a full stop at the end of description line 1, Google will generally move the first description line next to your headline if you're in the top few positions. Generally, so that's why I often add some form of punctuation at the end of description line 1. And you can see here there's quite a few other ads doing it. So there's a full stop here and here and here and here and here. So that's why we do it. So yeah, AdWords for profit, tremendous peace of mind. So the reason that I've done this, so we've got a testimonial up here in description line 1 and a testimonial in description line 2. I wouldn't have description line 1 and description line 2 both as testimonials. So if I come back, copy, oops, that wasn't right. Copy, paste. So maybe this should be gave me tremendous peace of mind. So what you'll notice on the last ad is that we've got 2 testimonial statements. What I would do in this one is I just take off the quotations from the second line. So what you can see now is we've quickly ended up with 20 ads. So this is going to give Google some good raw input. So effectively what I'm saying is I'm saying to Google, here Google, I don't know what's going to work. Here are 20 ads that I think might work. You go and figure it out. So what you're going to do in step 5 is you're going to make sure that your ad rotation settings are on the appropriate setting. In most cases this is going to be optimized for clicks, and this is set at the campaign level, so you need to come over to the campaign tab. So at the moment this is set to rotate indefinitely. What you want to do in most cases is optimize for clicks. So if this is a new campaign, or if there are fewer than 5 conversions a day in this campaign, I would generally set it to optimize for clicks. What will happen then is that Google will show the ads out of these that get the most clicks. And what we'll do in a month is, as part of S22, which is the ad review process, we'll keep the ads that are working and we'll ditch all the ads that aren't working. So in the beginning you have to optimize for click-through rate. If you've got conversion data and you've got at least 5 conversions a day happening on this campaign, you can select optimize for conversions instead. Those are the 2 settings that I suggest. that's it for this process. If you got any questions, as always, do give us a shout and we'll try and help you out.